things you can tweak to customize and improve your gaming experience. And no one tells you about these things. A lot of these tricks I learned completely by accident. So here, let me share with you 11 spoiler-free tips and tricks the game doesn't tell you. Gliding is the fastest way of traveling in Spider-Man 2. Well, after actual fast traveling. And around the map you can find these slingshot icons, where you can slingshot yourself, giving you a huge speed boost. But what the game doesn't tell you is that you can slingshot anywhere you want. Whenever you need a quick boost, press L2 and X buttons and your spider will perform the same action as with the big slingshots, propelling you forward and giving you the necessary speed. This one I discovered completely by accident. So whenever you're gliding over the body of water, you can direct yourself towards it and surf for a brief period, which gives you the opportunity to jump and go into the gliding mode again. The surfing period is really short, so you'll have to jump or grab onto one of those yachts within about 3 seconds. This is an amazing way to keep your momentum going while traveling, and it just looks so cool. One of the biggest tips I can give for combat would be to try to stay airborne as much as possible. Anytime you have the opportunity, just launch one of the enemies into the air by holding the square button, and then just stay there by spamming the air yank, air throw, and swing kick moves. By staying airborne, you are usually in a safer spot than on the ground and have a lot of combo options to quickly deal with enemies or simply savor the feeling of air combat. Also, when you stay in the air while fighting, the skills and gadgets regenerate faster and you deal more damage, especially if you upgrade your suit tech. Plus, being airborne on a rooftop gives you a lot of opportunity to send the enemies flying off the roof. By the way, this is the best way to get gold in one of the Mysteriums, which requires you to perform 6 finishers before the timer runs out. You know, when you do the finisher and have these slow motion moments, you can actually activate slow-mo anytime you want. In the settings menu, go to gameplay, scroll down until you find game speed, and here you can switch between 4 options: 100, 70, 50, and 30%. I personally prefer the slowest one, the 30%. This is simply one of the coolest features you can enable in the game. I spent an hour just swinging around and falling in slow motion, but of course it might be annoying to keep going back and forth between the game settings. So to fix this, you can use the next tip and customize one of the D-pad buttons to create a shortcut for the slow motion button. That way you can switch the game speed with a simple tap. You only have 2 available shortcuts and you can't create a shortcut for everything, but there are a lot of options from technical to combat actions that you can customize. But this is absolutely awesome. I'm going back and forth from normal speed to slow-mo all the time during combat. Swinging is amazing. The skill tree can be a bit overwhelming in this game. There's just way too many options. You've got Peter's skill tree, Miles' skill tree, and a collective skill tree. And to me, it kind of felt, at least in the first part of the game, that Miles in general was a bit overpowered compared to Peter, especially with his venom punches. So I'd recommend investing some skill points upgrading Peter first, but the most useful skills I actually found in the collective skill tree. I know everyone's playstyle is different, but I first chose to unlock all the middle skills because traversal to me is crucial, and I'd recommend to then focus on this column here to make your way towards the web throw and the heavy lifting skills. That one is going to help you a lot when dealing with brutes. This one is good too. It gains you some energy when dodging, but overall, these are the ones I'd focus on first and add the rest as desired. Brutes are extra annoying in this game. They can perform this undodgeable attack where you have to parry, which can take a while to get used to. And the best way of dealing with brutes is by webbing and your power moves. Whenever you go into a battle, save the brutes for the last and deal with the regular guys first. That way, by the time you're done with them, you'll already gain some energy and are ready to use the powers on the big guys without any distraction. As I mentioned before, I highly recommend unlocking the heavy lifting skill that lets you throw webbed up brutes, which will become extra handy on the rooftops. If they have shields, just webbing isn't going to work. You'll have to break their stance with gadgets or powers first before webbing them and applying a few hits before they go into the defense again. And then you just rinse and repeat. Yeah, they're annoying.